Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining the Cluster Synergies webinar today. My name is Vina Roboti. I'm part of the CyberSecDome project, working on dissemination and communication activities. The aim of this meeting is to bring together Horizon Europe project, working on cybersecurity to explore potential synergies, share insights, and open a channel for future collaborations. This webinar brings projects together not only to exchange knowledge, but also to support the wider goal of European research programs, which promote collaboration and joint dissemination activities. I'm really pleased to see so many projects represented here today. Each project will provide a brief overview, including its focus and main achievements. And we will have some time after the presentations for questions and discussions. So without further delay, I would like to give the floor to our coordinator from the CyberSecDome project, Armen Douza. Armen?
Thank you, Vina, for organizing this, and good morning, everyone. Also from my side, as Vina anticipated, my name is Armen Douza. I'm a senior project manager at Maggioli. We are coordinating CyberSecDome. We had also the opportunity to meet some of you in other events, so probably you have meet me also before. But okay, today I'm just going to give you a brief project, where we stand right now, and some information about main achievement and the next steps. So the structure is actually the same as agreed with Vina, in order also to keep the time within the time frame, since we are many projects today. So just a quick overview. The full title of CyberSecDome is an advanced virtual reality-based intrusion detection, incident investigation, and response approach for enhancing the resilience, security, and privacy of complex and heterogeneous digital infrastructures. So this was a project funded from the call on 2022, the call Cybersecurity 01. It's an innovation action, so the total funding is around 6 million. We started in September 2023, and we will, let's say, continue until end of August next year. The consortium is a large consortium of 15 partners having different organizations from large companies to universities and SMEs. And we have also AIT Digital, which is an association of industrial, let's say, of digital companies. If I'm not wrong, also the next project is coordinated by AIT, so maybe also our colleagues will give more information. Going forward, so what are the key activities and innovations, the activities that we are mainly working about, and then these are also the key objectives of the project. So what we are trying to achieve throughout the project by developing different tools and components and technologies that then will be validated with internal and external pilots. So the main activities for the project are to provide dynamic cyber incident response capabilities for digital system and infrastructures, to enhance the coordinated cyber incident response among the different systems, but also among the different countries. So because we support, let's say, cross-sector, but also cross-country, let's say, activities, but this can happen also in a national level or at a regional level. Also to provide high cybersecurity levels via artificial intelligence-based methods for effective and proactive management of all the security issues, incidents, and threats, to develop solutions to automate the penetration testing for proactive security using data-driven artificial intelligence, and to provide intuitive but also collaborative interfaces using virtual reality. So these are the main components and the main tools that we provide as part of the projects. Maybe some of these might be also familiar in other projects, because probably some other projects are providing similar tools, but maybe in different contexts or in different domains. On top of this, there is also the virtual reality-based interface, as I was mentioning before. And of course, we have the integrated version, which let's say combines and integrates all the components in one system. So the user has the possibility to use let's say the system via let's say a standard user interface, so web-based, or using the VR base, which is for some, let's say, specific cases and domains. So what we are aiming to reach throughout the project in terms of impact and benefit, to enhance the cybersecurity preparedness of complex digital infrastructures across Europe. So as I was mentioning before, we don't focus on one specific sector or in one specific country, but we try to support as many as possible different sectors and organizations that are based in different countries throughout the, let's say, the supply chain. Also, another impact that we want to achieve as part of the project is to have a faster and more effective incident response, minimizing the disruption and potential damages that can be verified in our digital infrastructure. A broader adoption of AI-based cybersecurity tools, improving the proactiveness of the threat mitigation. So here I wanted to emphasize that being this an innovation action, so many of the tools actually started with quite high, let's say, technology readiness, but all of or almost all of the tools has integrated AI models or AI capabilities that were not present before. So this is the main innovation that has been, let's say, developed as part of the project. Some other tools has been developed from scratch because we needed to support, let's say, some other needs or let's say interest of our stakeholders. But most of the tools come, let's say, from the partners' expertise, but also the partners' portfolio of products and solutions that they have in their organization. Another impact is to improve the coordination and interoperability between the national and EU level infrastructures. But here I would also add not only infrastructures, but also EU level institutions and standardization bodies, because in order to achieve technical, let's say, support action and coordination and support action and interoperability, we need also support from the government part, but also to use standards that in order to allow also other let's say actors outside the project to adopt the solutions that we are developing as part of the project. Another impact is we will provide insights and validation cases from real-world pilots in telecommunication and transport sector. So these are the internal pilots that are part of the project. And but as part of the project, we have also an open call program aiming to expand, let's say, the sectors that we are, let's say, supporting within the project duration, but also to have more inputs and insights and feedbacks from external stakeholders. So not only users that are part of the project, but also other stakeholders that are participating in the supply chain. So in the telecommunication sector, we have the pilot is the OTE group of companies that is the main telecommunication provider in Greece. And in the transport use case, we have the Athens International Airport. And as I already mentioned, so we have an open call program that is structured in 2 rounds. The first round already concluded. Let's say the validation phase is almost done, and so the project will start very soon. So we will start, let's say, testing the different tools and solutions in their systems, and then there will be a second round that will be launched by end of August, September this year. We are going to fund for the first round. We founded, if I'm not wrong, 9 sub projects that will, let's say, be contracted for the first phase, and for the second phase, we aim to, let's say, to select other 6 projects, and these projects will have a budget up to 120. And the main goal here will be to expand the sectors that we are going to support as part of the project. While in the second round, the focus was mostly in the single validation of, let's say, of the individual components or some group of components. Also, we have one, let's say, pillar that was for the validation of the entire system. But the second round will be mostly, let's say, only focus on the validation of the integrated system, but in different sectors. So yeah, that's all for today. Of course, if you have any question, or in any case later today, we'll have the opportunity also to discuss more, and we can exchange ideas on how we can progress the collaboration activities. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Armen, for your presentation. Next, we will hear from Alessandra Zini, representing COcyber.
Yes, hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. I'm really glad being here. So I hope I will make my presentation as interesting as the one that I've just heard, also because I already got some ideas for collaboration, so it's a good start. But yeah, let me start with the presentation of the project. So I'm here as a coordinator of the COcyber project. I'm representing the organization EIT Digital. So maybe I will spend a couple of words on this organization since it was mentioned before. So we are basically a European-wide digital innovation hub, meaning that we basically support innovation from the early stage to the market, let's say, deployment. So we have different business units dealing with research, dealing with scaling up, with also education, actually. So we really start from the students by developing technology-oriented courses. We follow up on research innovation. We follow startups in their scaling up journey, and also we keep, let's say, good engagement with those startups that manage, let's say, to become completely independent, let's say, and sustainable. So this is what we do at European level. Our headquarters is in Hungary, but we have offices all around Europe. We have also regional offices following the South ecosystem, meaning Portugal, Spain, Italy, and Greece. We have the Eastern ecosystem, focusing on Eastern European countries, and also one focusing on the Nordics. Whereas the offices in Brussels, where I'm based, we actually have a more horizontal outreach. So we are, let's say, an umbrella to all the offices working at more local level. But having said that, let me start with the COcyber presentation. So the tagline would be joining forces for digital safety in Europe. Joining forces between whom? So we are trying to bridge the gap between defense and civilian cybersecurity innovation. This is a very short table of contents of what I will be presenting today. So the project in a nutshell, so it's actually a coordination and support action running for 2 years until June 2025, so 2026, sorry. So we are now almost at the end of the first year. Being a coordination and support action, I will not presenting innovation, but I'm here to anyway include your innovation and help your innovation to get the most effective and efficient outreach possible. The project is being implemented by 9 European partners. So most of us are based in Belgium, but we have this ICT association representing the whole ICT sectors in Lithuania, in Slovenia, in Hungary, and Spain. So as I said, maybe it's funded by the European Cybersecurity Competence Center. So as you might know, some of the Horizon Europe and Digital Europe calls are actually managed by this authority, and COcyber is one of those. So we actually report back to the ECCC that is based in Bucharest. As I said before, we are trying, our mission is to create a ecosystem that leverages the strengths of both civilian and defense sectors when it comes to cybersecurity. Of course, we are trying to do that through a trust infrastructure and trying to achieve, let's say, a strengthened cooperation to ensure Europe's strategic autonomy. I'm sure that we are all aware of the latest, let's say, geopolitical developments and discussions. So these projects comes in very timely to help and support this. As I said, our ambition is based on these 4 pillars. So when it comes to knowledge sharing, we are building a forum to improve the exchange of expertise and information sharing on cybersecurity. In order to do that, we are developing tools that include a really concrete instrument for engagement, meaning that we are organizing activities where stakeholders from both sectors are present and they share their own knowledge and, let's say, idea to improve also the innovation level in this specific field. Then we also do a parallel work on policy harmonization. As you might know, cybersecurity is decentralized, and this sometimes is a problem when you need to really fast track, let's say, the innovation in the field. So we are also trying to develop a policy recommendation based on best practices that are already in place at local level. And then, as any CSA, coordination and support actions, we are, of course, trying to create as many synergies as possible. So this invitation to this webinar is very much welcome. These are some of the challenges that we have identified through analysis that I will share with you later, because I'm sure that they will be useful for your work as well. So the challenges, you can read them in vertical. So we have identified the fragmentation of the cybersecurity efforts, limited information sharing, lack of capacity. Of course, the lack of skills is always at the base of all the challenges, I would say. And then, of course, a scarce dual-use technologies attention, because so far Europe didn't really focus on this topic. And as I said before, there is a lack of policy coordination as well, resulting in a lack of, indeed, cybersecurity resilience. So we are trying to tackle all these challenges through a platform. Let's say the most concrete output is this community platform that will be enabling collaboration through sort of matchmaking functions, and other aspects that I will share with you later. But anyway, I'm sure that you will get the slides, so I don't need to read all these all this text. But just a slide with this deliverable that I mentioned. It's a needs assessment report that was conducted by our partner ULB, that is the Université Libre de Bruxelles. They have conducted this analysis through a very thoughtful needs assessment by interviewing experts from both sectors. and it's available at this link on Zenodo. And I also put the link to the PESTEL analysis, which is the political, economic, and social, technological, legal, and environmental analysis of the cybersecurity landscape in Europe. So I'm sure that you can use these two analyses for your own work as well. And any feedback, of course, is welcome if you come across them. So as I mentioned before, our main entry point will be the COcyber community platform. The community platform will be launched officially in 1 month. But what we have now, of course, it's the COcyber website that you can already visit to get more information about the project and the first finding that we had until this month. So in 1 year. In 1 year since its beginning. We have also made available a cybersecurity observatory, or map, as you prefer, with a lot of relevant indicators when it comes to the cybersecurity landscape, especially when it comes to funding and tenders. So you can really see the, let's say, the differences in each member states when it comes to the type of funding, how the different initiatives are funded, and through which kind of schemes. It's also, this one has been delivered already, but it's a work in progress still. So if you have any feedback on this as well, it is welcome. And then, of course, as a CSA, our main objective is to engage with all the different type of stakeholders that you can read on this slide. And among them, there are also, of course, European projects and national initiatives for cybersecurity and defense. So what we propose, as I said before, it's this set of activities that we are organizing. And I'd be happy to invite you to every time we are indeed in the process of sending out invitations. We go from really high-level events such as roundtables or policy consultations to really, let's say, hands-on activities such as capacity building, training, and research and innovation seminars. This is a slide about the Ambassadors Program. I wanted to share it because I think it's a good thing to have in a project, especially when the project focuses on outreach and dissemination as a CSA. We really found this ambassadorship program useful to get to, let's say, contacts that we needed to indeed deliver our activities. So this is just a tip for your projects and your experience that you might want to consider for your activities. So as a last slide, I would like to end this presentation with a sort of call to action. So of course, I would like to invite you to pre-register to the community platform at this link. So you will be also included in our mailing list and you will be receiving invitations to the activities. These are just some of the added values of joining the community. So of course you will have the opportunity to share your own project activities and events with the overall community. Access the matchmaking feature that will be available later this year for enhanced collaboration, and then of course getting more information on funding, trainings available, policy updates, and knowledge resources. And of course on your side you can share your own, so this is the idea of the collaboration platform. And as I said, you will be included in the mailing list to receive invitation to our initiatives, and you could also submit your own best practices and case studies on cybersecurity, civilian and defense cooperation, if you have any. And in this regard, I would like to invite you to our online consultation on best practices validation. We are inviting experts in the cybersecurity field to whom we will be submitting and showing the best practices that we identified as a consortium, and we would need a sort of expert feedback on those, whether they are relevant or not, let's say, to be scaled and to be further disseminated. So if you are an expert in cybersecurity, and I'm sure that there are many in this call, and you are interested or even just curious about, what is happening out there when it comes to defense and civilian cooperation in cybersecurity, you are more than welcome to join our consultation. It's upon invitation only, so there won't be, let's say, public communication about it. But if you're interested, you are welcome to reply to my email address that is available here. So this is it, and I'll be happy to take questions later today. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you very much, Alessandra. Now let's move on to the Phoenix project presented by Argyro Hadzopoulou.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Is it okay?
Yes.
So good morning. Thank you very, very much for the invitation. It is really nice to be among this network of peers, and it is I'm listening with great interest to all the presentations of the project. As was said by Ahmed before, in some cases we have already collaborated, but it's really nice to see also and explore other cases or opportunities for collaboration. I am here to present a little bit on the Phoenix project. The Phoenix project is almost to the end, but that doesn't mean that our prospects and our willingness to collaborate will diminish. As said by Vina, I'm Argyro Hadzopoulou. I represent the organization Upper Plus Solutions, and we are leading work package 6, which is the dissemination communication standardization work package of the project. So after this very interesting break between incident response projects, I will come back to the subject of incident response and business continuity, and I would like to present a little bit on the Phoenix project. So it was the proposal was created as a response to the call Increase Cybersecurity in 2021. The full name of the project is Dynamic Business Continuity and Recovery Methodologies based on models and prediction for multi-level cybersecurity. I know it says too much or too little as a name, but I will explain a little bit later what it means. It is a recent innovation action with a project duration of 36 months. It started on July 1st of 2022, and as I said, is coming to an end at the end of next month on the 30th of June 2025. Very nice coordinator is the University of Patras in Greece, and we are the consortium of the project consists of 16 partners, 2 universities, 2 operators of essential services. So for those that do not follow the NIS language, that is the OES that you will see in the slides a lot actually, is the operators of an essential services. That means there are critical infrastructures that they provide essential services to support society and are under the NIS. That's the first one, and now NIS2 directive. 1 telecommunication organization, 2 national cybersecurity authorities, 8 SMEs, and a large enterprise. The distribution of this partners is in 6 different countries. So we have representatives from Greece, from Cyprus, Spain, Germany, Ireland, and Norway. What is this project trying to do? We are trying to develop and deliver a cyber resilience framework. The cyber resilience framework will provide assisted orchestration, automation, and response capabilities for business continuity and recovery, incident response, and information exchange, assisted by artificial intelligence. This is our idea is to provide all this environment in order to assist the operators of essential services and the member state national authorities and feed their needs regarding the subjects of incident response, business continuity, recovery, and information exchange. So, although I'm unable to provide you more detailed information, I will give you as much as possible. The thing is that this project has been identified as a restricted project because of the interaction with the national authorities and the entities, the operators of essential services. So I cannot share too much detail. We can discuss a little bit in the questions and answers, but for the time being and the slides, you will see only a limited number of volume of information. So what is the project is trying to achieve is to provide enhanced situational awareness, to create proactive and reactive resilience automation, orchestration, and response ROAR mechanisms, to increase preparedness through relevant serious games and realistic resilience cyber range assessment and training, and to provide in a timely manner actionable information exchange between the different interested parties within our ecosystem, which is the operators of essential services, the national authorities, and different other actions. How is this all connected? You can see this a little bit complicated map. It represents the conceptual architecture of what we're trying to do. And you will see here, starting at the bottom, and hopefully you can see also my laser pointer moving somewhere here. So you can see that we have different layers in our approach. One of these layers are the tools that provide baseline prevention, detection, and response. So we have a number of tools. All of them are tools, like Ahmed also mentioned in the beginning, that are already known, and most organizations that are in the critical sectors are acquainted with. And what these tools actually provide, they provide this information, which is then consolidated and used by our framework in order to make decisions, to make actions, to derive actions, to automate things, to share information. So in a very brief overview, I would like to tell you that the information moves from the detection tools to the different components in order to do user and entity behavior analysis, to support threat intelligence information and threat hunting, to support attack prediction, and of course response, and prioritization, risk assessment and prioritization of identified threats in order to make some decisions. That goes to the next layer, that with the help of playbooks, with the help of different tools, it allows us to create, to provide, to start actions, to create alerts that are dispatched to the different people involved in the different organizations, to create automated, to fill in an automated manner the incident reports to be given to the authorities, and in general to be a more automated, proactive, and effective tool for organizations. So up till now, one of the main things that we had was that we can have all these tools, but we were missing a little bit the connection and the support to the operator in order to be able to make these decisions in a more automated, quick, and efficient way. And all these are in the case that something is identified and we have a case where an anomaly is detected, but the project also believes in proactive action. So this is why we have a whole set of actions here that are related to training, and we are very happy to have implemented also a part of serious games to increase the awareness of people regarding basic cybersecurity controls and mechanisms to make the organization more resilient. The work of the project is validated through different essential service use cases. One is the energy use case, which is based in Greece, directly involving an operator of essential services, the public power corporation in Greece, as well as a supporting telecom provider and the National Cybersecurity Authority of Greece, overseeing the operators of essential services. We have a transport use case based in Spain, directly involving an operation of essential services regarding to the transport, and a healthcare use case based in Cyprus, which is involving an essential solution and an infrastructure provider for an operation of essential services and the National Cybersecurity Authority supporting and overseeing the operators of essential services. As I said in the beginning, and this is my concluding slide, is that we are towards the end of our project. We are very happy that we have achieved our milestones until now. We have done all the sequence of steps that was prescribed for our project. That means we started with the analysis of the requirements, we wrote down the requirements, we created the infrastructure that was not there. We created 3 different versions of the platform in following the cloud, local and hybrid models. We have integrated the baseline tools that I showed you before in the conceptual architecture in the Phoenix components, and we have designed and implemented the 3 different pilots. What we have achieved, apart from the completeness of the proposed solution and the framework, is that we have a strong contribution to standards and policy recommendations. We are very happy to have supported the development and the piloting of standards regarding the playbooks and the taxonomies used for the exchange of information. Also standards regarding crisis management and incident response, and creating and standardized template for the exchange of alert information. We are very happy to have supported also the European policy makers, hopefully, by providing some feedback on consultations regarding the NIS2 and CRA and others like that. So hopefully I didn't go too much over time, which I'm sure I did, but thank you for being patient with me. I would like to thank you very much and say that I will be available later on for any questions, and you can reach us using this information that is on the slide. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Argyro. Thank you. It was great presentations. So the next presentation is from Nikolaos Nikoloudakis, representing the SecAwarenessTruss project. Hello, Nikolaos.
Hello, good morning, Vina. Hello, everyone. Okay, great. Let me share my screen. So I will continue now with SecAwarenessTruss project. First of all, I would like to thank you all for being here today. It's very interesting to meet all these projects and new projects, projects that we already participated, like Phoenix and other partners and friends. So I will present you the SecAwarenessTruss today, which is, let's go with the full name. It's a dynamic training program based on Synergies, leveraging IT security, privacy, data protection, culture, and awareness of critical information infrastructure. So it's a digital project. We are the coordinators, PPC, Public Power Corporation. The project has a duration of 36 months, and now we are already towards the second year, in the half of the second year. And In a nutshell, what SecAwareness will do is to deliver a customized federated cyber range platform with systematic and innovative training programs on critical infrastructure through realistic attack defense simulations and structured learning paths. The consortium, we have 9 organizations from Greece and Cyprus, where we have like 4 public bodies. We have 2 industrial partners, 1 academic partner, and 2 SMEs. Let's go with the key activities and innovations. As I said, the cyber range will be state-of-the-art cybersecurity cyber range for developing knowledge, skill, and competence to improve European cybersecurity resilience and coordinate response capability to the critical infrastructure through structured and dynamic training program, testing platforms, knowledge exchange, and shared data repositories. The objectives of the objectives of the project. SecAwareness will deliver a state-of-the-art platform that considerably extends the capabilities of existing cybersecurity ranges and structured training framework for effective cyber defense. SecAwarenessTruss will develop and deliver innovative and hands-on training curricula for a sustainable training program to support the critical infrastructure sector. We'll develop realistic, large-scale, and cross-sector scenarios with gaming exercise. We'll share threat intelligence knowledge among cybersecurity ranges for coordinated cyber incident response and create common data repositories among the critical infrastructure organizations. And finally, we'll evaluate and strengthen the cybersecurity ranges and develop best practices and guidelines for a wide range adaptation across Europe. The impact from SecAwarenessTruss focus on the enrichment of the skills and expertise at 3 different user levels of the non-IT, IT experts, and security experts at national level. We have 4 pilots that we're going to see in the next slides with the current results and achievements. So the pilots are in the telecom, and the energy, and the healthcare, and the maritime. Already, you have heard about OTE, PPC, the Public Power Corporation. For the energy, the healthcare is represented by the University Hospital in Crete, and the maritime pilot is represented by the Digital Security Authority in Cyprus. So, despite the fact that we are almost in month 15th, we are close to complete also the 3rd phase. So the phase 1 has been completed, the cyber situational awareness and cybersecurity range training requirements and reference architectures. The 2nd phase regarding the cybersecurity range training strategy and training programs has been established. The 3rd, it's almost 50% complete and more, the cyber range program development. And finally, we're going to demonstrate, validate, and evaluate our platform. This is our site, our LinkedIn also group page. So I would like to thank you very, very much for this. I was trying to be quick, as quick as I could. Thanks, Vina, and everyone.
Thank you, Nikolaos. So next, we will hear about the SYNAPSE project from Panagiotis Boundakas.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So first of all, let me start by thanking you for organizing this very interesting clustering webinar. It's a great opportunity for all of our projects to come together and collaborate more in the future. So thank you again for initiating, let's say, this activity. I'm Panagiotis Boundakas. I'm a specialist R&D engineer in Sphinx. And in this slot, I will present you very briefly the SYNAPSE project. Sphinx is the technical coordinator of the project. So the presentation outline is more or less the same with all the previous projects, so I will skip this. and go straight to the subject. SYNAPSE is the acronym of the Integrated Cybersecurity Risk and Resilience Management Platform with holistic situational awareness, incident response and preparedness capabilities. The proposal has been submitted to the call in cluster 3 in 2022 on cybersecurity on CS 0.01. And the project officially started on November 1st, 2023. So we are currently on month 19 of the project, so more or less on the middle. And its duration is 36 months, and it contains 14 partners from 8 different countries, and the total funding was a little less than 6 million euro. So the main objective of the SYNAPSE project is to design, develop, and deliver an integrated cybersecurity risk and resilience management platform with holistic situational awareness, incident response, and preparedness capabilities. In order to accomplish this, it focuses on 3 main pillars. First of all, the situational awareness, where we're focusing on the development and implementation of artificial intelligence methods like machine learning in order to analyze, comprehend, and predict threats and attacks. The second pillar is the incident response, where security automation and orchestration mechanisms are putting in place for mainly to tackle preparedness, detection, mitigation, and business continuity actions. And the third pillar is preparedness, which focuses on cyber ranges that include both theoretical and hands-on exercises that are enriched also with what-if analysis scenarios. On this figure, you can see the conceptual architecture of SYNAPSE. At the bottom, we have the multi-layer security and privacy monitoring layer, where its main focus is to collect all the information from the organizations that the SYNAPSE platform is going to be deployed. And then all these are transferred to the other layers, where the AI and situational awareness, the incident response, the preparedness, and all of these are in line with integrated risk management activities. And also there is the information exchange and alerting and reporting component that is responsible for sharing all the insights that have been discovered in from the SYNAPSE platform. We will dive a bit more on these activities on the next slide. So for the integrated and risk management and risk transferring mechanisms, there is a specific component that focuses on these activities, and it mainly develops continuous evidence-based assessments that include both static and dynamic security and privacy tests, or assessments that are related with the specifications of the certifications, and also on impact analysis. And a main innovation, let's say, of this component is that SYNAPSE is developing a risk transferring mechanism, which is based on smart contracts that are trying to automate all the activities that are taking place during the cyber insurance, from contract establishment until the claim validation, and of course the final payment of a claim. And the second, let's say, innovation is on the security automation and response part, where SYNAPSE develops user-friendly and standard-based playbooks. These playbooks are based on the OASIS Cacao standard, and the key innovation, let's say, is that it are both proactive and reactive. As we can see on the figure here, there is the division of the proactive playbooks and the reactive playbooks that are developed in the SYNAPSE project. And the third innovation lies on the AI-enhanced situational awareness part, where CTI discovery and analytics are developed along with user and entity behavioral analytics, and also attack prediction and response recommendations that are seeking to develop risk-based prioritization and response actions. This innovation, let's say, is the intelligent part of the SYNAPSE platform, because all the AI activities, machine learning and stuff, are developing in this component. And the final main innovation lies on the SYNAPSE Cyber Range, where the SYNAPSE Cyber Range platform develops supports simulated and emulated environment that are based on the asset modeling of an organization, in order to offer, let's say, more targeted training activities that are tailored to the organization's specific needs. So the expected impact and the benefits are that the holistic and enhanced protection that is regardless of the organization size. Namely, SYNAPSE could support from small organization and to SMEs and large organizations. It focuses mostly on operators of essential services and critical and digital infrastructures. The SYNAPSE pilots and the evaluation of SYNAPSE are also on on both critical and digital infrastructures that are focusing on the and on the energy, the healthcare, and the cyber insurance domains. A main benefit is the security-based information sharing, which could enrich and support the activities of national authorities, and specifically of CERT and CCERT teams. And there the insights that have been discovered by using the SYNAPSE platform about newly discovered threats could be shared with these national authorities. And also, as I mentioned, insights and evaluation for the SYNAPSE platform will be obtained by its implementation in real-world pilots in the energy, healthcare, and cyber insurance sectors. And last but not least, SYNAPSE has also an open call, one open call round where three projects will be funded by SYNAPSE. And these projects will be two technology providers that will assist in the enhancement, let's say, of the SYNAPSE platform. And one project will focus on, will be a pilot, let's say, evaluation of the SYNAPSE platform. And so the key results so far include as I mentioned at the beginning, SYNAPSE is currently in month 19, so it's more or less on the middle of the project. And the SYNAPSE, so far the SYNAPSE architecture has been finalized and the MVP platform is ready. And also currently we're working on the pilot validation of the platform by implementing the SYNAPSE platform on the energy, healthcare, and cyber insurance pilots, pilot infrastructures. And also by next month, we're expecting to launch the open call. So to close this presentation, the main takeovers of SYNAPSE, of the SYNAPSE project, is that it combines various cybersecurity solutions into a unified platform that includes security, privacy, and certification assurance, security orchestration, automation, and the response based on by introducing new types of CACAO-based playbooks. The preparedness, exploiting cyber ranges tailored to the organization's specific needs. Smart contracts for risk transferring as a risk transferring mechanism to cover the activities of cyber insurance. And AI-assisted situational awareness that combines user-intended behavioral analytics, cyber threat intelligence, and risk assessments for attack prediction and response prioritization. And finally, standard-based information exchange between other SYNAPSE instances and national authorities. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope that I didn't take a lot of your time, and I will be here to answer your questions at the Q&A session. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Panagiotis. We'll continue with the CUSTODES project presented by Simon Bouguet.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, and you should also see my screen. Perfect. Thank you. So, thank you for the invitation to this very interesting webinar indeed, as everyone else has already mentioned. So I'm Simon Bouguet, senior researcher at RISE, with coordinating the project CUSTODES, and I'm going to give you a quick overview of the project today. So CUSTODES is a not exactly acronym for certification approach for dynamic, agile, and reusable assessment for composite systems of ICT products, services, and processes. So it's a project that aims to facilitate cybersecurity conformity assessment for digital products, and so to help organization navigate regulatory requirements and improve their security posture. It's an innovation action with a budget of just under 5 million euros. It's a 36-month project, and we are just past the middle of the project. We are month 20. And we have a consortium with 16 partners and from 11 countries, covering all type of partners, from academia to industry with also non-profit organization and and industry. So this project is challenging because certification is a complex process for cybersecurity. It's complex and time intensive, especially if you want to certify a product for multiple assurance levels at the same time. And because software in particular, but also hardware evolves quickly, when a product is updated, there is a need for continuous compliance. But also there is a lot of intellectual property in this product that can be confidential and sensitive and constitute trade secrets. So doing this conformity assessment process is complicated. And it's also a very heterogeneous market with requirements varying domain by domain and a lack of harmonized standardization and unified framework at the European level. And because of that, there is also a lack of information sharing between all the different actors in this market. So all of this combines and make it a very challenging process with high cost for organization and high barrier to entry. So that's what we are trying to solve with this project. And so we aim to provide a unified integrated platform where a vendor can go or a manufacturer can go and from the very beginning of the life cycle of their product and have a unified process to certify their product at the end. So we call that a composite inspection and certification system. And it relies on 3 pillars. So the first one is the risk assessment, where the product is analyzed based on which vulnerability it has and which threat it has to face. And at the end, we create a protection profile that the product has to conform to. And then there is the second phase, which is the conformity assessment of whether this profile has actually been implemented. And the third one is information sharing to make sure that there is a collaborative ecosystem and the work done by one entity can be reused by others, and there is no duplication of work. And so there are a few key focus in our approach. So we need to be efficient because we want to make the process easier, quicker, cheaper. So efficiency is a key focus. We also want to focus on composite target of evaluation. So because nowadays ICT products, they are never monolithic, they are always composed of several different building blocks. So that's something we have to be able to handle. And as I said, we really want to avoid work duplication and information and to enable information reuse to improve this efficiency. And so we pay particular attention to collecting information from outside the project, but also sharing out information after an assessment is performed. But this information sharing must not leak sensitive IP and confidential information. So we want to provide an environment where we can perform confidential tests. And finally, all this process must be able to work seamlessly when a product is updated, and we want to have to only update the certification for the parts that have been updated and not redo the entire certification for the product from scratch. So that's what we want to achieve. And here you can see a high-level figure of the architecture we proposed. And so I don't know if you see my mouse. Yeah, yeah, you see. So this first pillar of risk assessment is handled by a dedicated component. The second pillar about conformity assessment is handled by this second component. And and the rest of the infrastructure is here to focus, to enable this key focus that I mentioned earlier. So we have, for instance, a trusted execution environment that we use to run confidential tests inside, with very strong confidentiality guarantees for the target evaluation that is and the asset that is tested inside this environment. We have a lot of infrastructure for gathering knowledge from outside sources and to share it back. So that's the high-level description of what we want to achieve. So the expected impacts and benefits of this project, of course, it's to make sure that we have a safer and more secure ICT ecosystem with a lot more product that can be certified with a lot stronger guarantees on what this certification provides. And if we achieve our goal, all parties involved will have a much easier time to perform their conformity assessment, and especially the vendor and two owners. And so, sorry, I lost track. Vendors and two owners in particular will have a much easier time performing conformity assessment for their product. And so in the end, we hope that we'll have a market with much more, much improved cybersecurity at the European level. The results and achievements so far. So the project has been classified as sensitive. So most of our deliverables are in public. And the project is currently at month 20. Right now, we are finishing the first integrated prototype, which should be ready by the end of the month. And we have 2+1 pilots in complementary domains with scenarios that are currently under development to validate our approach and our solution. So the first pilot is focused on 5G infrastructure with probe and monitoring tools that work on this 5G network that we want to certify. And so this is this probe A, and I think it was probe D. And so this is a network in Greece that where the products are running, and we are going to run some of this infrastructure through our certification process and show that it is feasible. And so why did we choose this pilot? Because 5G is a critical infrastructure. So one of the domains with the most stringent requirements for certification. And so we thought it was a very, very interesting use case. And the second pilot is much less sensitive, and it's about smart building with a lot of sensors and devices, smart devices installed in a home. And so the reason we chose this pilot, in contrast to the previous one, is that IoT is one of the few domains where there are already some pre-existing schemes that are relatively accepted and standardized at the European level. So it was a good a good starting point for us to develop our own approach. And finally, so the +1 pilot is opening our platform to external companies which are not partner in the project, in particular startups and SME, and to validate the usability of our solution and make sure that even people who haven't been involved in this project from the start are able to come in and use our solution very easily and are able to leverage what we provide to improve their products. So that's the end. Of course, I will be there at the end for the Q&A session, and I will be happy to answer all your questions. And so we also want to highlight that we have a quick assessment tool that you can access online to check if you are compliant with the Cyber Resilience Act, or if you need to come to us and use our solution. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Thank you for your presentation. Now we can move to the console project with a presentation by Cyprian Pavloprisha.
Hi everyone, I am Cipriano Priscia. Thank you for having me here. I am from Bitdefender, and today I'm going to discuss the console project. We have the usual outline, so I will start with the project overview. So first of all, what is actually console? Console is cybersecurity for resilient software development. It's a Digital Europe program. It started in November 2023, and it's a 3-year project, which means that as some of the projects that were presented before, we are around half of the project time. And what we do, we envision an actionable solution to advance cybersecurity within the European software development industry. The accent in console is especially on the software development part. We are trying to protect developers from cybersecurity attacks. As a consortium, we have 12 organizations, including affiliated entities from 7 member states. The project coordinator is Bitdefender from Romania. And we have in this consortium 8 SMEs, 2 academic partners, 1 large industry, and 1 non-profit industry. What are our key activities? As I said before, our goal is to improve cybersecurity for software developers. And we have 3 pillars for that. First of all, in console, we have code analysis tools, both static and dynamic, both provided by our technological partners and third-party open source tools, and they have the goal to protect the code. Then we offer real-time protection that runs on the developer machine, on build server, on deployment server, so everywhere the working environment is protected. And also console offers a training platform that is related with the code development. So it's, each developers will receive customized training recommendation based on what he's working for. This is to protect developers from making cybersecurity mistakes. So to sum up, we protect the code, we protect the working environment, and we protect the developers. Our focus is on automation and on ease of use, because on the market right now, there are a lot of code analysis tools, real-time protection tools, but to use each of them is somehow different, and you need to be aware of them. You need to be able to understand their output. We're trying to unify everything here and to do all the analysis automatically. So anything that can be automized will be automized in console. The deployment will be on cloud, and we're expecting to have a preliminary release very soon. So because we're midway through the project, and we also have an on-premises release. So if you're working on critical stuff and you don't want any of your code to get into the cloud, you can also deploy console on your premises. As expected impacts and benefits, first of all, we hope to bring a big benefit to the society. by having more secure software. But of course, our main target audience are organizations that do software development, whether companies or other type of organizations, but we're especially focused on SMEs. Why? Because large organizations you also use professional code analysis tools, but for an SMEs that like a startup, they need to secure their code, and Console would step in here. We hope to increase the overall security of the developed code. We hope to increase the efficiency through automation, to have more transparency, because using Console is not a one-time thing. Console will basically monitor your work repository, and you will be able to see a timeline of your security defects throughout the entire software lifecycle. And we hope to increase trust between users and companies. We have 3 pilots in the Console consortium. One of them implements a cloud intelligent automation solution. Another one implements a platform for electric vehicles, while another one a platform for individuals with disabilities. Basically, Console, we can work with any company, is useful for any company that does any kind of software development. Speaking of that, in the fall, we will have an open call for other companies to try and test Console, because by then we should have a stable version. As results and achievements so far, so right now we have a minimum viable prototype, which comprises of 17 analysis tools supporting more than 15 programming languages and technologies. This is a very important characteristic of Console, because no code analysis tool supports so many languages. We try to address to every kind of developer, so we support C, C++, C#, Java, Python, PHP, and whatever. We focus on automated analysis. Of course, we're going to have a dashboard, a very user-friendly dashboard, when you can create an organization, you can create a project, then you either upload a piece of code to be analyzed, or the recommended version is you set up a GitHub integration. This setup, you only do it once, you input some information regarding your project on GitHub, then every time you do a commit and push on GitHub, your code will be automatically pulled by the Console framework, it will be analyzed, and you will receive security clues. This is what actually happens in the backend. So this is what the security clues look like. You have this piece of code, it's vulnerable to SQL injection. One of the tools in the Console framework will pick this vulnerability, and all tools and all vulnerabilities are outputted in the same format, so you can do any visualization or filtering you like. Of course, security clues have multiple fields. One of the most important one is the severity, because if you're in software development, you probably know that many code analysis tools tend to have some false positives. We are working towards harmonizing the severity, which tells how important a vulnerability is, in order for developers to quickly filter and see the most relevant clues. We also offer a security training platform. Right now, we don't have too many courses in it, but we plan to add more. So this is the Console project. We have a website, we have a LinkedIn page, and if you have any questions, please contact me or one of my colleagues to discuss more about Console. So, thank you very much for having me and for paying attention to my presentation.
Thank you very much for your presentation. It was great. So next, we'll hear from Andreas Miaudakis presenting the COevolution project.
Okay, so I'd like to thank you also for inviting us also in this cluster event. We're happy to be part of this event. My name is Andreas Miaudakis. I work for Cyber Analytics, and I will give a short presentation of the COevolution project. The title of the project is a comprehensive, trustworthy framework for connecting machine learning and a secure interconnected AI solution. Some information with regards to the project started in start of November 2024. It will end on the end of October 2027. Thus has a duration of 36 months. It was under the called CL3 2023 CS0103. It is a research and innovation action project with a budget about 6 million euros. We have the GAI number here as well as a reference, and the Institute of Computer Science is the coordinator of the National University of Athens. We have 15 partners for 9 countries, including Greece, Italy, France, Germany, Spain, Ireland, Austria, Cyprus, and Switzerland. We have industrial partners, we have SMEs, but also we have research and academic participants as well in the consortium. With regard to the challenges of the project and the motivation of the project is, first of all, that the AI landscape demands a holistic framework in order to ensure security across all the supply chains, of course, and the entire AI life cycle. There are adversarial techniques, but we don't have, we lack of let's say, a way to identify threats and vulnerability with its associated risk. And the European Union, through initiative like the AI Act, emphasizes safety and trustworthiness for AI application. However, there is not a system provided to manage weakness and in a network AI supply chain. The key activities and innovation of the project, the aim of the project is to create an end-to-end security and trust robust assessment solution, STR assessment solution, as we call it, and by generating a context-aware AI model that will be characterized by the AI model bill of material. We called it AI BOM the project, similar with SBOM we use in software or hardware component. The goal, the ultimate goal of the project is to have a universal hub that they will be able to provide a coherent STR risk assessment and a security assurance flow, and of course to align with ML DevOps, and of course the regulation with regards to AI of the European Union. Therefore, COevolution introduced a new security trust and robust paradigm based on the bill of materials, as I said before, approach, and hoping to offer a unified approach to describe AI model in supply chains and thus ensure the compliance with STR requirements and, of course, with EU directive on trust, fairness, data governance, and, of course, the GDPR guidelines. So what we are doing in the project, we try to develop a security and risk assessment process for AI models across all the supply chain life cycle. We try to create a security and trust and a robust defense framework in order to support AI model and also to offer security by designing the AI model life cycle. Proposing a new paradigm for AI model security, which will be compliant with EU AI Acts and guidelines, including, as I said before, the AI BOM, the bill of material for AI models, and have a universal description structure. Infuse context-aware mechanism AI models in order to adapt their security posture, let's say, against the environment they used, to build a secure and trusted AI supply chains ecosystem through the COevolution Hub in order to offer these secure AI models and dataset trained and produced. We have 2 pilots. We'll talk about them later. So we need to integrate, validate, and assess the performance of the offered solution into pilots, and last but not least, to check the sustainability of this project by developing a sustainable business plan after the end of the project to be used after the end of the project. The impacts and benefits for the project is, first of all, to raise awareness by promoting the COevolution products and benefits through various channels, such conference, workshop, publication, and so on. To collaborate with stakeholders, engage with stakeholders through AI developers, researchers, industry partners, policymakers, and so on, in order to ensure that what we are doing the project align with their needs and their expectation. This addressing strategic partnerships with relevant organizations, institutions, research institutions, or industry players in order to facilitate the adoption and integration of the project results into existing AI ecosystem. Ensure standardization and compliance, which is very important in order to be aligned with the broader AI community goals and objectives. And provide education and training to help AI researchers, developers, and industry professionals to understand and adopt what COevolution has to provide us security by design and privacy by design, explainability, and so those principles, the AI models. Foster continuous improvement in order to track what the project do and optimize the outcomes of the project and remain relevant and effective in addressing the AI needs of the AI community, and to drive the commercialization of such a project in order to, let's say, to explore the exploitation potential of the outcome of this project and ensure the sustainability after the end of the project. As I said before, we have two pilots. The first pilot is on the domain of manufacturing. So the goal here is to ensure the security and reliability of AI components in the edge computing application used in industrial automation, and this will be done by developing security mechanisms to verify the integrity of third-party AI components in the manufacturing applications, to implement trust building measure in order to ensure that AI model function as expected within the complex manufacturing workflow, to focus on securing AI models deployed on the edge devices, and protect the edge infrastructure for adversarial attacks. The second pilot is in the domain of autonomous vehicles. Therefore, the goal is here to enhance the resilience of the and security of connected automated vehicles in AI-driven system, ensuring safe autonomous navigation. And this will be done by testing the cyber resilience in a valet parking scenario. Utilize advanced CAV testing infrastructure, including precise sensors like LiDAR and high-quality maps, to implement a corporate perception of robust environment modeling and multipath edge and path planning, and integrate the cybersecurity techniques to prevent data poisoning and sensor manipulation. The project is in start phase. It's also running for 5 months, 6 months. So at the current phase, what we have done is to work on the architecture and the specific components in order to provide the functionality that COevolution promises. And we have a set of tools that will be interconnected in order to consist this platform. Namely, the risk assessment guidance recommendation engine would be responsible to provide the risk management in order to secure the overall AI supply chains and the entire life cycle of AI development and deployment. We have the security test assessment module that will perform an adversarial attack and security testing on the design, training, and the deployment phase of an AI model. The STR defense framework, which is responsible to provide life cycle-wide methods, tools, and mechanisms in order to enhance AI model resilience, mitigate risks, and enable dynamic content and self-awareness. the simulation engine that will be used to assess the gains introduced by the context-aware solution and perform policy optimization on the AI models. The STR assurance engine that ensure the alignment with AI trustworthy and fairness guidelines, and also create the AM bombs, whereas also it will provide the security integrity to the created AM bombs that will be stored later on the knowledge base. The AI context-aware engine that will be responsible to generate context vectors in order to learn the optimal policy about protocol adaptation and other operational parameters for the AI models to be adaptive to the where they have been applied. The AI security runtime monitoring engine that is responsible to identify, mitigate adversarial attack on the AI model during runtime, and also implement continuous validation, authentication, real-time updating of the AI bombs. And last is the knowledge base that would be the repository of the AI bombs created, also the associated AI models and a dataset used to train those AI models. As I said before, the project is in the beginning, so the achievement so far is, of course, the establishment of the project visual identity as a part of the dissemination work package of the project, but also to have the discussion of the architecture and have the initial identification of requirements and the first draft architecture of the project of the solution. And we have delivered 3 deliverables, more related to the dissemination of the project coordination. And finally, we have presence, of course, we have a website for the project, but we have also presence on various social media. The links are here, so please follow us. And of course, I will be happy to join later the Q&A section for questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Finally, we will hear from Chrysa Alexia presenting the CraCoWi project.
Hello, everyone. So today I'm going to be presenting the CraCoWi project. I am Chrysa from ITML, and I'm working as a project manager for the CraCoWi project, in which ITML is the coordinator. So CraCoWi is about is a project designed to help both public and private organizations across Europe to prepare for and comply with the recent and upcoming EU cybersecurity regulations. Mostly CRA, Cyber Resilience Act, for which I'm going to have a brief introduction, NIS2 directive, and anything related to cybersecurity certification schemes. So CraCoWi is a 36-month duration Digital Europe project. You can see here all the details. And right now we are coming to the end of the first year of the project. The main objective of the CraCoWi is to simplify the compliance with the Cyber Resilience Act by providing automated tools for cybersecurity certification, documentation, and assessments. So our consortium is 13 organizations from 4 countries: Greece, Germany, Slovenia, and Cyprus. And we also have industrial partners, end users, technological partners, and SMEs with complementary capabilities. And let's go to an introduction about the EU Cyber Resilience Act. As most of you might know, CRA is a landmark regulation introduced by the European Commission to ensure that digital products and all connected devices across Europe are designed, developed, and maintained with some specific cybersecurity measures. So this regulation sets the scene for stronger digital security across the EU. This happens by addressing product vulnerabilities, promoting secure software practices, and ensuring rapid response to cyber threats. And of course, CRA applies also to both to IoT products and devices like smart home systems, medical devices, etc. And of course, software products, apps, operating systems, and all that kind of stuff. So let's talk about the main key activities and innovations in CraCoWi. So the first one is awareness raising and stakeholder engagement. So we're organizing campaigns, events, and tailored content to help stakeholders understand what do this regulation mean in practice and why they matter. Also, we're building an extensive capacity building program. So we are going to develop targeted training and materials to help improve cybersecurity skills and readiness at all levels, from decision makers to technical staff. Also, we deploy automated vulnerability scanning tools and services, which are automated, yes, and accessible to detect any occurring vulnerability in any connected device and help all organizations take early steps towards compliance. Also, we support conformity assessment, testing, and auditing activities by offering practical support like structured questionnaires and guidance for self-assessment, and also helping users prepare for CRA compliance. And we also integrate security and compliance across all product life cycle. So we promote security by design approaches and support compliance activities across all stages, like development, deployment, updates, and even product end of life. And also, we are very focused on certifications so that we provide the means for actors to showcase their compliance to regulatory authorities, and of course enable actors to communicate their security levels, both B2B and B2C markets. And last but not least, as I said before, we provide a holistic product lifecycle management, and I think that's all for this slide. And let's go to the next one, which is about our expected impacts and benefits. First of all, it is strengthening NIS2 compliance, and by proposing cooperation models with member state authorities and industry actions, for example, KETIAC, OneKey, DIH Slovenia, which are some of our partners in the project, and by building a synergistic network for knowledge exchange and harmonizing all these efforts across the stakeholders. Also, we aspire to continue CEF cybersecurity activities by leveraging the results to support EU cybersecurity and CRA objective, and of course engaging all CEF project coordinators to foster collaborative innovation through the CraCoWi stakeholder registry, which we update continuously, and we are constantly seeking new people to be engaged. Also, onboarding to CEF cybersecurity core service platforms by facilitating public and private organizations' use of core services for the NIS2 implementation, and conducting research for rapid integration of CSP projects and building a scalable synergistic ecosystem. Also, we are empowering SMEs and startups to capitalize on opportunities from the Cyber Resilience and Cybersecurity Acts. And most importantly, this is achieved by developing an interactive platform for onboarding SMEs, providing tools, knowledge, and networks. And our main result which is the CRA Compliance Wizard, is about introducing a user-friendly tool to help SMEs, also both SMEs, critical infrastructure providers, and others to develop their cybersecurity compliance plans. And we achieve this through 6 use cases covering manufacturers, importers, authorities that will use the wizard and ensure that the CRA compliance is achieved at all cases. So thank you very much. This was CraCoWi at a glance. If you require it or if you wish for more information, you can visit our website or our social media. And of course, you can also contact the respective persons. Eleftheria Marini, who is the main project manager and the coordinator of this project, myself, and Sandra Bortek, which is the dissemination leader and is very active in all the above social media. And thank you very much for your time. I'm going to share the next slide, Rina.
Great. Thank you very much, Chrisa. Thank you all for the excellent presentations. We now have some time for questions, discussions, and ideas. Are there any questions or comments?
Maybe, Vina, I can break the ice by thanking also from my side all the presenters. I think we have very interested projects. I noticed that there are many commonalities, let's say, between the different projects, like, for example, the integration of AI or the certification aspect. So probably one idea could be as a follow-up for our, let's say, cluster activities. Either we organize like future dedicated events only, let's say, for example, on certification or on AI capabilities and how they, let's say, have been developed and integrated within the projects. And so each of the projects can bring their experience so with the technical teams, of course, that are involved. I don't know, maybe this can be some starting points. Then, of course, from there we can start and see how we can keep this cluster more active and see possible ways of synergies for the future. Also, not to forget that some of the projects maybe just started, so they are in early stages, and other projects are either like in the second half or like in more advanced. So we can also take this into consideration when, let's say, trying to harmonize to some extent also the further activities. So probably when we want to showcase some like actual implementation and also probably feedbacks from the pilots, this can be from projects that are in more advanced phase. And then when we have, let's say, more progress also from the other projects, this can be also onboarded in a later stage. So this will be my comment from my side. I don't know if you agree or if you have any consideration.
Thank you, Armand. Yes, of course, it would be great to explore the possibilities for collaboration. Alessandra?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was thinking, also from the perspective of COcyber project, since it's a coordination and support action, and we are indeed somehow providing also a platform for enhancing collaboration. So it could be nice to somehow include this cluster within the project and the platform to make sure that the innovations actually reach a wider audience. And also, I saw a lot of projects that are working with critical infrastructure operators, and critical infrastructures are indeed a defense asset. So they are considered defense assets. So they actually enter, let's say, the project scope, and this is what we are really looking into to make sure that these innovations are spread and they reach as many sectors as possible. And just yesterday, I had, for instance, a very interesting call with the Port Authority in Antwerp here in Belgium. And they were mentioning indeed that the maritime sector is really cybersecurity in a way agnostic. So they really don't know much. And they are really, really concretely looking for solutions that can be not really reinvented, but they can be adapted to the maritime sector. So if it's something that can be of interest, for these consortia that presented this innovation for certain sectors, we were thinking, for instance, to organize an event where we invite some maritime authorities, Navy, to somehow matchmaking and to find solutions that can be adaptable to the maritime industries as well. So this could be an example of collaboration through also the COcyber project. So I really invite you to register to the platform just to receive this kind of updates and renew, in this case, my invitation to this best practices event that it's happening in 1 month on the 13th of June. It's online because we will also share the criteria that we used to select the best practices. And if you see that this criteria applies to your innovation as well, we would be glad to include your best practices in this exercise. So to get more reach and so extend the outreach. Let's say this is what CSA actions do. So we are happy to support you in this journey. So thank you again for the invitation. It was really, really nice.
Thank you, Alessandra. Actually, I think it's a very good idea that we can use your platform as a way also to put more concrete ideas, because maybe like through emails and these things, like either we forget or some things get lost. So having them in a common, let's say, point of entry, that would be great. Also, not only for us, but when we want to reach like potential stakeholders. I also wanted to say that maybe, I don't know in which level the discussion with the Port Authority it's right now, but they, for example, could be a good applicant for the second round of CyberSecDome. Because
I indeed thought about
it. Because as I mentioned before, so we have right now 2 pilots. One is also in transportation, but it's on aviation. So the maritime is, I would say, to some context, could be similar, but they have different dynamics and different actors that are involved. So for sure, for example, this can be also a way of how we can, let's say, potentially reach the stakeholders and support them, because this is one way we provide them tools, but they also get financial support if they apply.
Indeed. In fact, when I saw the open calls, I thought exactly of it. And I mean, anyway, EIT Digital is involved in the CyberSecDome, and Annalisa is part of my team. So she will make sure that we have the information. But still, if if you also want to reach out, I absolutely agree. This is what we should do. And also, I saw some projects working with compliances, and this is also a very big topic, because anyway it will be mandatory, so it's not that you can actually opt out from it. So we could indeed organize some sector focused, for instance, compliance webinars, events, I mean, whatever we decide then to call it. But indeed, I see a lot of potential synergies to be done.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
Hi, may I jump in?
Hi,
hi, Vina. Hi, it's Anna Maria from CBRL. I representing with Andreas COevolution. So that was great initiative from your side to organize this webinar. I just wanted to mention that COevolution, we are on the 6 to 7 month of the project. So we are happy to discuss in any future meetings, next collaboration actions, maybe some joint dissemination activities. We are happy to discuss with any partner of here, with any project, as long as we have done already a good start. And thank you for the today's meeting.
Thank you very much for joining. So feel free to reach out if anything comes up after the session. If we don't have any other comments, we can wrap up for today. Thank you once again for this productive session. I hope to see you again soon. And that's all for today. Stay secure to protect cybersecurity.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice
Thank you
day.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.